fastened at this side, but not at this side. I know my bracket goes up behind there. So if I get a straight edge and stick that there, line that up with my eye on them screws, and that kind of means that I have to drill a hole. Yeah, I have to drill a hole kind of there, and if I go through this track like Citroen did, I'll be fine. Well, I've given up on trying to bend that damn stuff. It just don't want to work in my pipe bender. I tried warming it up and then it just kinks. So for testing and for now, until I find out what I'm supposed to do with that, I've gone with a piece of garden hose. That'll do for test filling my tanks. Well, today I hope to be making some metal brackets to hold these filters under my van. The issue is they're only designed to work that way. I don't have space to fit them that way for obvious reasons. I wanted to fit them that way. They're not going to work too well that way, so I'm going to have to hedge my bets and half it and fit them kind of at a 45-degree angle, and then that should not cause any trapped air issues. So now I need to make some brackets. I do have some angle, that's not going to give me the angle that I need. I need less than 45 degrees. So I think I'm going to have to cut a strip of metal from that strip of metal and just bend it. Well, there's the first set of holes I drilled wrong, because I didn't realise that it has orientation, you know. They're not a square. So I had to drill that one twice. Then I use this to drill this one. And then the important thing here now is the spacing between those holes and those holes. So on here, these two holes, I have to have the right spacing in them two holes. And I didn't have a tape measure to hand, but there's some grass growing at the side of me. So I just go from the centre of that to the centre of that. And then I double check when I come here at the centre of that goes to the centre of that, which it does. So that should fit in theory. Well, the next kind of measurement I need is this, so I can bend it and use it, or put my bolts through it and use it. I've been underneath and I didn't have a blade of grass big enough to measure what I wanted, but I had fingers that one from about there. So if I put that there and that there, I need to cut it to there. He says, making a mark before he forgets. There. I just square that off and throw a grinder through it. Now you see there's another improvised measuring device. It's 1, 2, 3 of them. So I can just do 1, 2, 3 of them. And over here, 1, 2, 3 of them. Yeah, that'll do. And there we have it, marked out for cutting. He says, nearly dropping his phone like a dickhead. Right, we've thrown the grinder down it and cut it to size. I bent this over to give it a bit more rigidity. And I've drilled the holes, which kind of match up with where I want them. Now I need to get some screws. Well, I've kind of got that far, and even though we've got blue sky above there, we don't over here, and it's started to dribble on my head. Such is life. So now all I can do, I suppose I can take this under van and mark up where to drill holes for hanging. Well, I've managed to get me 45, 90 degree bend in there. Except I need it about, I don't know, 135 or something odd. So I have to bolt it up now and then bend it when I get it under there. Right, there we are, strapped up. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these off again and put some bicycle inner tube on them. I don't think the metal's going to cut into the things, but I don't know. I mean, they're free to wobble a bit. You know, it's rubbing. So yeah, some bicycle inner tube over them might just help. I don't know. No harm in doing it, and might be harm in not doing it, so something for me to do. Well, my filter housings have now got about 50 miles of drive time on them, and they seem to be holding okay. I'll need some insulation, some socks to keep them warm. As you can see, they're above axle height, so they're not the lowest thing in the van. Neither are the tanks. But these pipes here are now through. I need to put some 90 degree bends on them and run them to where they need to be. This is the awkward one. I could have done with this one over there, but well, wasn't to be. It's going to have to come 90 this way and across and up and in, which means where it comes from this 90 to that up, that's always going to have water in it. It's never going to be a dry pipe. And I don't know, being a waste pipe, I'm not sure if that's going to be a good or a bad thing. If it gets blocked, you can always take it off and clean it out if that's needed. Well, this I can kind of put up with. These connectors have never been the best in the world. But what I can't put up with is that elbow inside. They're no good. So we've got that to fix. Well, we've got that to ignore, that to fix. This has a drip behind where it pipes on, but that's nothing that a bit of bandage, cotton cloth and silicone sealant, bandage that over. It's not an issue. Don't mind that too much. That's the pipes just emptying back out. That's more pipe than I thought. Way more pipe than I thought. Oh no, that should have stopped by now. Is that back siphoning from my tanks? Have I got one of my pipes crossed or something? Nah, can't have. I have no idea how that's keeping going. No idea at all. Anyhow, as I said, I've got that to fix there. And it's doing the same at the other end. It's because it's one of them spiral corrugated pipes. They never seem to get a good seal onto a round piece of pipe. So I've got that to fix. Under here is where I expected issues with water. I thought a few of these joints might be the ones that'll be a bit drippy, but as it is, these ones have been fine. And these are just pushed on, but they're a good fit. This one did dribble. I've had to clamp that on, but I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get why this tank here is dripping. This tank seems to have a bit of an issue at the other end, and that don't look perfection either. But it was done with silicone, so it should be okay. Oh well, I better take this tank down. Well, it's now the morning after, and I pulled the tank off, and there's all the destroyed insulation. And what it was this: the rubber in this cap wasn't sealing as it should. So I filled it with silicone, screwed it on, and it doesn't ever have to come back off. I've got no idea though why we had so much back siphoning, unless it wasn't this tank, because this is the pipe that fills the tank, and it only goes in that far. So it should never siphon more than an inch. And there's me hole for my breather pipe, which is this one here, and that gives a chance for the air to come out and things. So I guess now this has been filled with silicone and left overnight. Now I have to try to rebuild this jigsaw of insulation, because I don't have any more of this. I've only got the double 50mm, and I don't fancy trying to cut it down. So a filler foam and a jigsaw, and I can put this tank back together and hopefully get it back under there. Oh, here's where I'll speed up the video, because otherwise you'll see an hour and a half of me trying to put these back together. And it, well, as you can see, it's just a boring job of trying to stick it all back together. And there's not much other way to describe that. Sticking the bag on was a big mistake, because that pulled a ton of the insulation foam off when I tried to peel it off, and I then had to put more foam back on. And of course, as soon as I start waiting for this to harden off, it starts to piss down. Well, while that expands and hardens before I chop it off, here's that piece of cloth I was on about, to cut into strips and to saturate in silicone so I can use it to bandage the pipe where the join is to stop it from leaking. So first we start with a strip. First we start with some sharp scissors. And you've got to make sure that every bit's covered. You don't want any bits that aren't, because they'll just soak up the water and it'll seep through, and so being a cloth material, if it gets wet through this silicone, then it's just going to wick the water to the outside, and your fix isn't going to be a fix. Okay, it's that one I'm going to attach it to. Seems the epoxy adhesive and things didn't do a good enough job, so now it's going to get a bandage. All I'm going to do is just wrap it round, but I can't do that on all the phone, so you'll see it when it's done. And there we are, one patched pipe that now shouldn't drip, but there we are. We'll see how that goes. And now the next one to have a go at is this one, because it's not, well, it's not doing its job, is it? It's shooting out of there. So who knows what I'll have to do with that one. Maybe it's same. And there, that's that one bandaged as well, so that shouldn't drip anymore. I wasn't too bothered about the drip from there. Saves emptying time. I mean, yeah, you need to fix that, and I have. So I'll fill that with water tonight after that's had 6 to 8 hours for the silicone to do its job. And then here where these are, we'll get that other tank put back in and screwed up in place with its two friends over there. Well, now we've kind of dried off a bit, comes the inevitable sitting and trimming it back down to a square shape. Otherwise it's not going to fit when it comes to go under the van. Oh, that's it now. Can you hear that noise? It's spitting! Hey everybody, if you got this far, then, you know, great thanks for watching what kind of stupid things I do. Do us a favour and subscribe. It helps get the videos shared a bit more. And yeah, keep watching. God knows what's going to happen next.